Am I the asshole for refusing to let my friend into my house after she was over 6 hours late? My best friend, 18F, and I, 18F, were supposed to go to a car show pretty early tomorrow morning. She was going to sleep over at my house since I live like 10 minutes from it while she's like 30 minutes away. We called it around 5 p.m. and she said that she'd be over by 9 p.m. at the latest because she was going to a motorcycle meet. I was totally fine with this because I don't go to those meets because of the dangerousness of them and the not so legal things that go on during them. At around 7 p.m., I texted asking for an update to which I got no reply. A little extra backstory. She bought a motorcycle 3 days ago without telling her parents, has no license, permit, insurance, plate, or registration, and already got into an accident the first day of owning it, totally her fault. She was arrested but released pretty fast. This is her third time she's had to go to court for vehicle violations and her parents still have no clue. Anyways, the plan was that she'd drop off her bike somewhere, grab her car, and then come over by 9 p.m., but I knew she was just going to bring her bike to my place anyway. I texted every hour to check in, still no response. I'm truly just terrified for her safety. My parents, who aren't super strict but they're firm, said that by 10:30 p.m. she couldn't stay over anymore because it was too late, they were heading to bed, and they didn't want an illegal bike in their driveway or issues with the WAF or loud noises at night. They're crazy about noises past 9 p.m. because we live in a neighborhood with a good amount of seniors. I apologized and explained everything to her through text on 3 different platforms. She never fully opened any of my messages, half-swiped, but was active and posting. At like 3:45 a.m., my parents woke me up telling me that she was outside revving her bike in our driveway. We all stayed quiet, pretending to be asleep. Then she started banging oddly loudly on the door. I still didn't let her in. At around 4 a.m. she finally left. She texted me back calling me the biggest asshole and worst friend ever. I haven't responded. I still planned to apologize because she's one of my only real friends, or so I thought, until she started posting on TikTok and Instagram about how awful and terrible I was. I honestly just felt so disrespected and disgusted at her disregard of respect for me and my family. Am I the asshole for not letting her use me as a place to crash and hide her real life from her parents? What do I even do from here? Edit. As per everyone's advice, I ended up telling her parents everything that was going on and what had happened. They ended up texting me first because they saw that her location was no longer at my house. I am deciding to completely cut her off. While we've been through a lot together, I cannot risk my own safety or sanity by continuing to entertain her irresponsible behavior. I'm tired of acting like her mom. Thank you to everyone for your advice. Not the asshole. Your parents told you she's not coming in past 10:30 p.m. Fairly reasonable. She was meant to come in the evening, not at night. You are not a hotel she can come and just crash at. Quite frankly, either your friend is reckless and dumb, or she's going through a tough phase, but either way is not your responsibility. I had unfortunately a couple of friends like her. You always end up acting like their mom. You get worried and anxious for them when they DGAF. If I were you, I'd stop seeing her. Put yourself first. P.S. What friend goes on Instagram to embarrass you and air your dirty laundry in front of everyone, instead of replying or talking to you? Your friend is a nightmare. Totally unreasonable. Personally, I'd cut her off and never speak to her again. She sounds totally self-absorbed. Not the asshole. Do not apologize. She acted like an entitled asshole. This is a friendship that you are better without. Not the asshole. She's not a friend, she's an entitled asshole. Sounds like a narcissistic asshole who only cares about herself, and if she doesn't get what she wants she will smear your name publicly. Don't continue a friendship with her. Not the asshole, she knew the rules and disregarded them anyway. You and your family held firm on your boundary. You went above and beyond to try and tell her in 3 different ways. You can't set yourself on fire to keep her warm. If she can't see how these are the consequences of her own actions, it might be time to reevaluate how healthy this friendship is. Am I the asshole for not covering my girlfriend, 26 female, part of the rent? Hey everyone, I think I might be getting gaslighted here, but let me start from the very beginning. I, 28M, rent an apartment together with my girlfriend, 26F. Since I earn more and I turned one of the smaller rooms into my home office, we split the rent 65%, me, 35%, her. On top of that, the car she drives is leased under my name, and I pay for half of the monthly payment. Last month, my girlfriend just didn't send me her part of the rent. No heads up, no discussion. She just told me she decided she wouldn't pay for that month, and that's it. Meanwhile, she bought herself 2 new handbags. Now that the next rent payment is coming up, I told her that either she pays the missed month, or I'll use our deposit to cover August, and starting September, we'll look for separate places. She got mad and said I'm the one being unreasonable here. The thing is, I honestly wouldn't even mind covering for her for 1 month if she had talked to me. What boils me is that she made that decision without telling me, just assumed I'd pay and she could skip her share. She has plenty of savings and a well-paying job, yet she pulled this arguing that I'm not poor either. Is it me being am I the asshole here for being angry and doing this? This sounds like a relationship test of some kind. Does she pull this kind of CRP on a regular basis? If so, I mean, that's a really big red flag. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. She straight up freeloaded and got mad when you had boundaries. That's not how adult relationships work. If someone can afford handbags, they can afford rent. Don't let her flip it like you're the problem. Be prepared for the next step, which will be stay-at-home wife when you get married. It seems the expectation will be you pay for everything and she takes everything. This was not a test, this is how she views her future. You're the man you provide. Done. She has shown you your future, it's up to you to make a choice. Not the asshole. You need to explain it to her in unequivocal terms that she can pay her share or you're done. This situation is a massive red flag. Her behavior will only get worse. Is this really someone you want to be with? Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Start planning the exit strategy. As in not living separate, as in punting her to the curb. Why the hell are you leasing her a car? Am I the asshole for refusing to regularly help out at my boyfriend's business in person? My boyfriend is very business driven. He franchised a burger shop a year ago and recently opened a second branch. I wasn't super involved in the first one because business stuff just isn't my thing. I tried helping with his Facebook page, but he was very particular and would get upset if I didn't do things his way, which led to arguments. So I stepped back and just supported him by listening, giving input, and helping online when needed. Now he's asking me to be physically present more often to help with the new branch. The issue is, the stores are 30 kilometers away, and I don't have a car. I also have a full-time job, so commuting that far regularly is really hard for me. He used to pick me up sometimes, but with how busy he is now, he can't anymore. I want to support him, and I'm okay helping sometimes, but I feel like he's asking too much. Am I being unreasonable? Note. We both have a full-time job. How he manages it all. IDK, and I'm honestly amazed by him. Edit. Not exactly working at his 2 branches, but helping him manage it, like doing paperwork, stocking up some supplies at those branches, going with him when he does site visits, etc. Not the asshole. No free labor. He's just your boyfriend. He can leave at any time. Also, this was his circus. Don't be his monkey. Not the asshole. If your boyfriend needs more help with the business, he needs to hire someone to do that. Not the asshole. Do not be this man's unpaid assistant. You already have a job. This is his job. Look, I see multiple issues. 1. You receive no compensation or equity for your efforts. 2. You say you're not good at the work he wants and you don't appear to enjoy it. 3. You literally have no reasonable way to get to the shop. Not the asshole, but a successful relationship needs communication. If this is a long-term relationship, it might be worth some counseling to discuss this stuff and set boundaries. Not the asshole. You have a full-time job and you don't drive. His expectations are unrealistic. A spouse might do this because you'd be a partner in the business. But as a girlfriend, with no car, and a full-time job? Unless you see your whole life, and your children's lives existing only to serve his businesses, I'd seriously rethink this. Healthy business ownership has boundaries, which he obviously lacks. Am I the asshole for throwing away a gift after my boyfriend made fun of it in front of his friends? So me, 22F, and my boyfriend, 25M, have been dating for about 6 months. A little while ago for his birthday I made him a small gift. It was a handmade mini scrapbook with some photos, tickets from stuff we did together, personal notes, etc. I spent a decent amount of time on it because I wanted to do something thoughtful instead of just buying something generic. When I gave it to him, he was sweet about it. Said he loved it, put it up on his shelf. I thought that was that. Anyway, a few days later we were hanging out and drinking with some of his friends and the topic of his gifts came up. My boyfriend kind of laughed and described mine as middle school relationship core. His friends laughed. He wasn't outright mocking me, but the way he kept describing it all and the contents like it was something childish made me feel embarrassed. I smiled and laughed along, but inside I felt kind of crushed. I didn't say anything then, but I cried when I got home. Afterwards I quietly took it and threw it away. I know that might sound petty, but I was in my feelings and it just felt like a joke seeing it now, not something sweet. Like I was the only one taking it seriously. I know he doesn't really keep anything sentimental. He keeps his place clean and decorations to a minimum, so maybe I should have just gotten him something practical for his b-day instead of making something he had no use for. He noticed it was gone yesterday and asked where it went. I told him I threw it out, and when I explained why, he told me I was being dramatic. Said it was just a stupid joke, that I always take things too personally, and that if anything I'd overreacted instead of just telling him before. Now I feel kind of dumb. I know he didn't mean to hurt my feelings, but it still stung. And I'm wondering, am I the asshole by taking it so personally and escalating by throwing the thing away, so now he feels like the bad guy? Edit. I forgot to mention he'd apologized and took me out while still adding those other comments. He explained that we were all tipsy when he'd said it and that I'd just taken it a step too far, which is why I'm torn on how to feel about it all. Yes, we've been together for 6 months but known each other for nearly 2 years, so it included even stuff from way before. Don't stay with someone who's comfortable making fun of you in front of his friends. God only knows what he's saying behind your back. You deserve better. I hope you mean ex-boyfriend. He was outright mocking you. Then instead of owning his meanness, he blamed you. Red flag walking. Not the asshole. He did mean to hurt your feelings by using such a belittling description of your thoughtful gift. He's still hurting your feelings and hasn't even thought to apologize. Not the asshole. Your boyfriend made fun of you. You put time, effort, and thought into a lovely gift, and he disrespected it, and you. He wasn't outright mocking me. He was mean and cruel. And when you called him on it, instead of having a realization, he doubled down. He mocked you and told you it was your fault you were upset by his actions. This man will invalidate your feelings forever if you let him. He didn't mean to hurt my feelings. He did. It's called negging. You're 22, you've been seeing him 6 months, you have your whole life ahead of you. Do you really want to spend it with a man who doesn't even like you? You don't have to spend your life with people who don't respect you. Personally, I wouldn't just throw away the present, I'd throw away the whole boyfriend away. He was mocking you, the gift, and you're not the asshole for throwing it away. However, and this doesn't excuse his behavior, this sounds like a gift you would like to get and not something you would appreciate. I know for a fact that if I made my partner a gift like this, he would be completely gobsmacked because he had no interest in mementos and sentimental things. He likes practical gifts that align with his interests and hobbies. Waiting for the downvotes because all gifts are equal and nobody is entitled to a gift. He made fun of you in front of his friends and then made you feel bad because you had a normal reaction. I am not normally one of those Redditors who thinks every little thing should cause a breakup, but if he treated you this way over a gift, he's going to treat you like shit when you disagree on something big. Throw the whole boyfriend away.